Tonight we are gathered with partners from across the state for two main reasons. First, we are here to remember the events of Kristallnacht, the pogrom against Jews that took place 86 years ago. And second, we have come together to recommit ourselves to being a community that resists hatred and violence and chooses to be responsible for each other. Each year, the Cohen Institute runs a Kristallnacht Remembrance annually to look at what happens when a government turns on its own people. And this was a crucial turning point in Nazi policy, which led them toward the path to genocide.
Yeah, so I'm an HTS student, and so I think in the bigger scheme of things, we can learn a lot about how we treat each other and our social environment through the Holocaust and through learning about Kristallnacht as an indicator event for future violence.
Well, I think it's important for cities to understand history, period. Everybody should remember history, because if you don't remember it, you repeat it. And history is the only way we can learn from our mistakes so as not to repeat it.
I think a lot of times people live in denial of what they're seeing and what they're hearing. Mass atrocity crimes are always a process, not an event. And it takes a lot of time to get a country to become killers. And so what we try to do is to remind people through remembrance to recognize the signs along that progression so that they can recognize it, intervene it, and stop it, because nothing is inevitable.
You know, it doesn't start with genocide, it starts with prejudice and a push. And unless you know something, you don't know how to deal with anything like that.
I think our purpose was to raise awareness and also just to hold a community event where people could come together and remember, and I think that was definitely accomplished. I was really happy with the turnout.
It did. There were so many people quite moved by this and talked to me afterward about what kind of things they want to pay attention for. And that includes anti-Semitism, includes all hatreds, targeting of other people. And on stage, you saw a lot of the diversity in Keene, from the LGBTQI plus community, from immigrant communities. You saw all kinds of interfaith. The Keene Interfaith Commission was there as well. So many different religions, ethnicities, backgrounds. And as our survivor said, if things ever turn bad, she'd like to come here because she knows here's a place that knows how to protect its people.
I find that Keene, for instance, is very conscious, and this is why it's a wonderful place, because every time I come here, I feel very safe and welcome. It's very multicultural, it's very accepting. And some places where you go, you feel like you're the odd man out, you know, you're the stranger, the foreigner. Who is she? Why is she here? Here it's very much more accepted. And that, I think, is because of their teaching. As long as I reach 2 or 3 people, that's all I care about.